Every time you explain yourself, your brain learns something dangerous. My choices need someone else's approval. And the more you repeat that habit, the harder it becomes to trust yourself. Think about it. How many times have you explained why you choose your career, why you ended a relationship, why you are studying again, or why you are simply living life differently? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't ask for an explanation because they're curious. They ask because they have already written a story about you and they're waiting to see if you'll defend yourself. But one quiet encounter changed everything for a man who spent his entire life trying to be understood. There was once a young man named Aaron. He wasn't famous. He wasn't rich. He simply wanted to live life on his own terms. When he left a stable job to pursue meaningful work, his relatives called him irresponsible. So he explained. When he chose not to marry as early as everyone expected, people questioned him again. He explained. When he stopped attending gatherings because he wanted peace instead of gossip, friends felt offended. Once again, he explained. Days became weeks, weeks became years, and slowly he noticed something strange. The explanations never ended. Every answer only created another question. Every justification invited another opinion. It felt like standing before a courtroom where every person believed they were the judge. One evening, tired and frustrated, Aaron wandered to a quiet monastery on the edge of the town. An elderly monk sat beneath a large banyan tree, pouring tea into two small cups. Without asking a single question, the monk handed one cup to Aaron. For several minutes, neither of them spoke. Finally, Aaron sighed. People never understand me. They keep asking why I make the choices I do. I spend so much time explaining myself and still they judge me. The monk smiled. Instead of replying, he picked up a handful of sand. He threw it into the tea. The clear tea instantly became cloudy. Then he asked, "Can you drink this?" Aaron shook his head. "No." The monk smiled again. Without saying another word, he walked towards a nearby lake. He filled the same cup with fresh water. The sand settled quietly at the bottom. The water became clear again. "This," the monk said softly, "is your mind. When every opinion enters it, you stir it by defending yourself. You keep trying to make everyone understand, and in doing so, you disturb your own peace." Aaron looked silently at the cup. The monk continued. "Do you know why mountains never argue? They do not become smaller because someone calls them ordinary, and the moon doesn't shine less brightly because a blind man cannot say it. Truth doesn't become stronger because it is defended, and it doesn't become weaker because it is misunderstood." Aaron lowered his eyes. "So, should I never explain myself?" The monk smiled warmly. "There is a difference between explaining with love and explaining because you fear rejection. The first comes from your kindness, the second comes from insecurity. Learn to recognize the difference." For the first time in years, Aaron felt something he hadn't felt before: silence. Not the silence outside, the silence within. Most of us become prisoners without ever seeing the cage. We answer every question, defend every decision, justify every dream. Not because people deserve an explanation, but because we are afraid of disappointing them. Yet approval is a moving target. No matter how perfectly you explain yourself, someone still misunderstand you. Someone will still disagree. Someone will still judge. And that's not your burden to carry. The Buddha taught that attachment creates sufferings. Sometimes we think we are attached to people, but often we are attached to their approval. The day you stop chasing it, you discover a freedom no one can give and no one can take away. The next time someone demands an explanation, pause before your answer. Ask yourself one question: am I speaking to share the truth, or am I speaking because I'm afraid they won't approve of me? That single question may change your life, because peace doesn't begin when everyone understands you. It begins when you realize that they don't have to. If this story spoke to you, subscribe to Ignite the Spark. Every Monday, we share stories that help you think deeply, live intentionally, and find peace in a noisy world. Until next time, protect your peace and let your life speak louder than your explanations. Thank you.